for it to. There we go. We are live now. Actually, be live, and I'm also waiting for my laptop to boot back up so that so I can screen share. Oh,
Okay.
all right. So, kind of a quiet trade deadline. I thought. I really didn't see any huge moves. Nothing blew me away.
What's that?
Trade deadline day. Nothing really blew me away.
Yeah. Yeah, Marcus Lattimore went to the cornerback, but he's maybe lost his step. I don't know. He's getting a little bit up there for NFL, especially
Yeah,
cornerbacks age. But the old Buckeye. Lattimore's going to the Commanders.
yeah, a little older, but if he can provide some stability on the back end, not a bad deal. So
Yeah,
the Lions
Commanders
ended
in
up
first place, man. They're taking the Eagles on next week.
Yeah. I might have to do it this way.
Yeah, man. And sorry to cut you off. Felt like you were going to say you mentioned the Lions. I thought they made a nice splash with adding a good pass rusher. So
Yeah.
I just saw an article somewhere else. I just saw the headline. I didn't click on it back in, but I just saw a news flash that Hutchinson could be back by Super Bowl. Aggressive, confident timeline, but hey, he might be back.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know if I'd want him back though. Coming off that bad of an injury with maybe 2 weeks to get back in games.
Yeah,
I know. Owens did it. What about it? 20 years ago now. But
yeah, that's true. He was like the MVP. He won. CL had like 10 catches, broken leg. Insane. Yeah, but I mean, you have to check out clearance-wise physically, but that guy seems like he's a pretty, vaunted, like a very hard-working guy. I wouldn't put it past him to get back.
No, it'd be great to have. I wouldn't say no to having him back, but I just don't know. If we make it that far, to have a guy coming off that severe of an injury,
he's got to get some practice in. I know that, but you put him right back in. But T.O. was suddenly clear, and he dominated that Super Bowl. Like if you can get Hutchinson back, if he wants to come back too, like
if he's ready to go, hell's fire.
Yeah, just get him.
There's no doubt in my. There's no doubt in my mind. If he's good to go, he's going.
Yeah, of course. That guy's a battle. He's a warrior, man. He'll go. He's probably rehabbing right now.
Well, he's still. He's still.
He's awesome.
Well, he's still on the shelf, though. I mean, I don't think he's been cleared. He's still rehabbing that broken leg. So coming back and playing anytime.
Yeah, it's going to be it's further down the road. Talking a couple months out. So, hey, if he can somehow hit that deadline, that's awesome. But yeah, like you said, caution to the wind. You don't want to rush him back. Re-injured or if he's just not there physically or mentally, you got to make sure he's ready to go.
Absolutely.
That's a big ask. It's a big mission to be on. So he wants to be out there today and tomorrow. But
of course,
that guy's on a mission now. He wants to get back. They keep winning. He's like, damn, he wants to be out there.
But he's got to be right,
Definitely. Can't rush it back.
No, and there's too much at stake for him to come back
long term.
Oh, Let's do that.
It's okay. A little bit of feedback. Sounded like Pete Townsend
Yeah,
for a
I
hot
know.
minute.
Is the feedback going now?
No, now it's straight. Now
Okay.
it's smooth sailing now.
All right. Maybe I can't. Damn.
That's fun. That's
All
great
right.
news for teammates, for the fans. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. He might be able to get back. And either way, they're on a rampage. They're trucking people every week now. So they got all the momentum in the world. Easily the hottest team. Someone
Right.
said the Chiefs. I'm like, the Lions are going on and just punching people in the mouth. They're just dominating, and their offense looks incredible. And different people are stepping up every week. So to me, that's the hottest
Yeah.
team. Even though the
100%.
Chiefs are undefeated, they're like Chiefs are kind of like getting by and getting the job done late. The Lions are playing
Yeah.
4 quarters every week, just putting it to
Right.
people, just smashing people. So I mean, they're red hot. That team's
100%.
Super Bowl bound.
You
Man,
would think you have to think that
that'd be awesome.
they're hyper competitive in the division. So
Yeah, man. Turned around with Campbell. He just brought in the
yeah,
players are awesome. They're just blue collar, just outworking people. They're so confident now because they know
hundred
they're tough.
percent.
They don't scare, and they're not scared of any team out there. They want the Chiefs, anyone that wants the West.
Yeah, yeah.
Is this the best Lions team you've seen, Adam? It has to be, right?
Uh,
So,
it's the best Lions team I think in a generation, maybe two.
wow, that's awesome. Yeah, they're just on fire, man. So many weapons. And
They're
just,
really
defense is
so much talent.
swarming into the ball. Aaron Glenn's a great defensive coordinator. Like they have, great coaches everywhere too, up and down the roster. Depth, so many good
Absolutely.
players.
They have good players both on special defense and offense, special teams, and beat you any way they want you, any way you want. If I could
Yeah,
speak English, you would.
join the club. We're both working on it.
Yeah, every
Yeah.
day,
So what
right?
do you think? What do you think? What do you think? The Jets started off Thursday night. The Jets got a desperate win against the
Yeah, I gotta have it kind of win. Now,
Yeah.
if I could just get my damn laptop to power up.
Really, Rodgers looked like ass.
I
He was like hot garbage for 3 quarters. Then he just had a renaissance. Like he was a brand new
yeah,
man. The fourth quarter, he was like, recapturing his days of youth, slinging it to Wilson and Davante. I mean, people can knock the Jets. They are kind of a carnival show, but like they have two of the best receivers. You got to give them that. So like they have some talent, but
they do have
one
some
win's
talent.
one win, but they needed it. Yeah, they do. Nice defense. We'll see if they can build on it. They have to basically win
Yeah,
out, like you were saying. So
well,
they have no option. They have to keep winning.
yeah, especially with their. Oops, that's the wrong team. And they're probably off the speaker. Oh, they're there. They're there. Well, they have a stingy Cardinals team this week. Yeah, they have the Cardinals,
Yep.
the Colts, the Seahawks, the Dolphins, the Jags, Rams, Bills, and Dolphins to close it out. And the Cardinals have played good ball all year. I think they're 6-4, aren't they? They're 5-4. The Cards are 5-4.
Yeah, they knocked off the Bears.
Yep.
Yep.
And the
Yeah,
Seahawks
we'll see
are
if they can make a
Seahawks
little
aren't
bit
an
of run.
easy.
Meanwhile, the Cowboys just fall apart again, dude. Dak Prescott out multiple
Uh,
weeks.
well, I don't know what it is in
Are you
Dallas
talking Jet
because
schedule? There's a
yeah, I was looking a little bit ahead at what the Jets had
sorry, man.
coming
Yeah,
up.
Dallas is just smoldering right now.
They're they're a trash
Yeah,
fire.
cool.
I'm gonna turn this off again. Close the lid and give it a minute.
Yeah, they really are. I don't know if you call it skipping. Bill said he's ready to just go to Cooper Rush full time. He's done with the Dak experience.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, let's try that again. I hate it for Dak because he's not a terrible quarterback. But playing in Dallas, playing for that owner, playing for that fan
No, he's not.
base, that fan base expects
He
you to
just
just be. Well, that fan base was 30 years ago. They were so spoiled by everything they had, and that owner that they have, and their general manager. The problem is when the Cowboys were at the height of their power in the early '90s, you could just buy championships. You could just go out and get the best collection of talent and pay them and keep them around. Now to be a great team, now to be a contender, to be a perennial contender, you have to have a great quarterback and a great head coach
yep,
and a cast of characters
sure.
that buy in and week out.
Yep,
Like we see, like Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell comes in. Well, okay, what are we going to get? Now we know what we're going to get. We're going to get a guy that's it doesn't matter if you do 1,000. It doesn't matter if you do 1,000 reps. It's about doing one more rep than the other guy. If he does, so like it's about being smart and Dan Campbell. I think Dan Campbell, Mike Tomlin, Andy Reid. They know who they are. They know what they want to do, and then they get guys that
Belichick
will
used to be
go
that
out
way.
and do.
Yeah,
That will just go out and
yeah. If
do
you're not
that.
a fit culture wise, personality wise, they won't they won't pursue certain free agents. They won't draft certain guys. They have a
Yeah,
culture that they've built and that you got to fit in.
you defend
The
the
Lions
culture
are
at
getting a
all
lot of blue
costs.
collar type people. Like it's built by their coach and their GM. It's a whole culture and a way of life in that building,
There you go.
in that locker room.
Workers, man. Workers. Guys that are going to work.
Yeah,
Guys, lunch
winning
tip.
organizations, man. It really does. I mean, look at football. Head coach is invaluable in football. So important in football.
Yeah, hard workers. Guys that are going to get out there and
The
outcompete
massive
the other guy.
roster, huge roster. Yeah, exactly. But it's different. You're
Yeah.
running 70, 80, 90, 100, 110 people you're leading. It's not a basketball team or a hockey team even, or it's size wise, it's a lot. It's so pivotal. Look at Dan Campbell just totally shifted the culture there. And then, Andy
In
Reid's
two
done awesome, like you
years.
said. Andy Reid, certain people, Belichick, love him or hate him.
Yeah,
They
love
built
him or
those
hate him.
cultures. Mike Tomlin, like you said,
Yeah, Tomlin, for sure. You know,
yeah, they've been greatly. They always win. They always at least split 500. They're usually in those playoffs. And Tomlin's consistent. Got to win
yeah,
without Big Ben
100%.
though. Got to figure out the quarterback, but their defense
Yeah,
still wins
yeah.
some games. Mostly.
Their defense is still outstanding. That defense is never lost a step. They just keep finding ways to retool. Come on, load off. Damn you.
Yeah,
I've had I've had this laptop since
so they'll be interesting to watch. I
2019.
think.
It's
They got
yeah, they're exciting. The Steelers, and they're always right there. Um, what's his name down in Houston? He's turned that franchise around. DeMarco
yeah,
Ryan, D'Amico Ryan.
absolutely. Yeah, hometown raised too from the state of Texas. Yeah, he's really
Yeah.
absolutely turned that place around. Doesn't
Oh,
hurt to get
who
CJ.
else? I mean, no, but yeah, but if you look at the poverty franchises around the league, the Carolinas, the Houston's, or not Houston's, New Orleans, Carolina, New Orleans, Cleveland, those places they don't have a great head coach or a great quarterback, and you really need both of those guys,
You know,
both
they
of
usually
those pieces.
yeah. Tomlin's the exception, really, because their defense is so good. But overall, they don't really pair together as a good combination. When there's a good head coach, there's a good quarterback.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there's so many guys that are important. Oh, let's check. Ooh.
There's no way Mike Tomlin has his quarterback on his roster right now. They'll draft one if they can next year, or sign one.
Yeah,
Maybe Cousins
hopefully.
or Penix, or like a situation. Russell
Yeah, yeah.
Wilson, Justin Fields, they didn't pass the test. Wilson's not passing it so far, really. So they'll be in the market.
Yeah, yeah. It's still too early to call. If I could just get my laptop to work, would have a better idea. But it's not wanting to run right now. I'm just gonna shut that down and set it off to the side for now. Yeah, that's what I want. That's super annoying because I had it up and running and it was running good, and then it decided to crash, and
Eagles
now I
survived.
can't
We're
get it.
3 on fourth downs. They cheated themselves with like 6 points, 8 points, 12 points with their coach and the Eagles. If they barely survived the Jaguars at home. They really got to upgrade the coach, I think, next year. One more year for Sirianni.
Oh, did they really? No, okay. Yeah, they did. They barely beat the. That's the fickle thing about this stupid ass league. As 1 week you look like you got shoes tied together, and you barely beat a bad Jags team. But in their last 4 games, they've gone on a little bit of a heater. They've gone 4-0 after getting thumped by Tampa. Then they come home and barely beat the Browns. Then they
Yep.
trounced the Giants in New York, beat the piss out of the Bengals in Cincinnati, and then come home and almost drop one to the Jags, giving up
Yeah,
a
they were leading
16-point
22-0, and they almost squandered it away. Just bad coaching, bad effort. Yeah.
and then they got the Cowboys this week, and of course it's in Dallas, and it's a hype game, and
No Dak.
it's and that's the thing is that Cooper Rush is one of those quarterbacks where he's capable of making a play or two
Absolutely, yeah.
to cost you a game. There's still something great.
Yeah, for sure.
And those games are so as we get into week 10, and this is what I said, was saying, was it last week or the week before last? When we get into these games here in this part of the season, um, that, maybe that's what it was. Let's try this one last time. Because I really want my laptop. Um, but when we get in, this is the part of the season where oh my god, you're doing my ear. Okay, there we go. But when we get into this part of the season where it's super important, this is the part of the season where you can't get things wrong. Definitely now the deadline has come and fast, and um, we have everything is we know what we have, we know who we have, and nicks and cuts and bumps and bruises are going to add up from here on out. So this is where you can't drop a game to a bad team.
Yeah. As the season unfolds, I mean, every game is important because time's running out.
Well,
Gotta
especially if
capitalize
you're
every game.
the Eagles are 6-2, a game back of Washington.
Going into Dallas, huge game. 4:25 late start, late afternoon Sunday. Good one.
Yep.
Bring on Cooper or Dak. Well, it's gonna be Cooper. It has to be Cooper.
Yeah, it's Cooper. Definitely.
You know what though? To be fair, I mean they are wrapping for I want to say 5 weeks, and he's maybe the best top three much as obviously and they're missing I think four maybe five starters. I think five starters defensively for like 3 weeks. But again, Dak wasn't doing himself any favors with all those picks. So they really just
No.
I don't know. They're just not. They might lose 9 games, 10 games.
Yeah, I could see it for sure. And the Commanders, now if you're looking at
They'll go drop to
Washington,
Cowboys suddenly 3-6. Or sorry, what two? What are the Cowboys now? 3-5, right? Yeah, they go to 3-6.
yeah,
Eagles
yeah.
lost. That's getting it's getting really late early for them if that happens.
Well, it's starting
So
to get
with
late.
Cooper Rush, yeah, Commanders
It's
keep rolling.
getting late. Yeah, then they play the Commanders.
Getting late early.
It's getting late. This is the part of the season where I consider it. And this is where I start, it's starting to get late. Where this will be week 10.
Yeah, that's true.
And or this is week 9. No, this is week 10. Yeah, that's what I thought. This is week 10. We're starting to get into the end of the, everybody's going to be fixing to have their bye within the next 3 weeks. And then you have what you have for the rest of the year. And
Yeah.
this is where it gets. this is where it's so important to be making up ground. I mean, like the Eagles have a chance to make up ground against the Commanders this week with a win over Dallas
And
because
next week, Eagles Commanders.
because Eagles play the Commanders play the Steelers this week,
Yep.
and that's going to be a tough game.
Eagles at Dallas. Then they host the Commanders next week on
And
TV.
then you get and then
I think it's a Monday night
on a
or
short
Sunday.
Thursday night,
Oh, nice.
and
Wow.
then
I didn't realize that. Good call.
on the short week you play that
Yeah.
you play.
Wow. Not the Eagles. At Dallas, then a short
Okay,
week.
let's see if it will load now. No.
That's a tough turnaround for the Eagles. Hold on, Adam. I'll be right back, guys. Give me a couple
Okay,
minutes. The food's here.
sounds good.
Oh, thanks. Sorry, man.
Oh, you're
Big
good.
order of groceries came in, and I'm moving
Oh,
on
cool. Good for you.
crutch mode, so it was a little weird.
No, I feel you, man. You're good.
Cool.
I remember when I was just thankful I was just thankful I didn't have to do all that shit by myself when I was on crutches.
Yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, my dog's in a
Oh,
chair. He's looking for the dog food and for the other food. Yeah, so Commanders, man. I think that's gonna be a great matchup coming up for the Eagles. Obviously, we'll see, man.
yeah, yeah. Super excited for that one.
Eagles defense. That's the key for them is the defense. You know, the Barkley now with Hurts, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. You know they're going to score. Barkley, he that was incredible last game. That jump,
He finally,
that backwards, backwards up,
I don't
the
know.
guy. So cool. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun in the NFC, man. It's
He looks
as
like
well as
he's
the AFC.
finally,
He's thriving now in Philly with that line, those weapons.
yeah, yeah.
Great
He
fit
looks
for
like
him.
he finally got it figured out in Philly. So,
Grew up an hour away from the stadium. Went to Penn State. It's
mm,
pretty cool.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
Big thing with all these guys, especially in the health. So God bless you. Putting away the old groceries for a hot second.
Yeah, you're good. I'm still fighting with my laptop over here. Super annoying.
You got plenty of pictures of him on my Facebook. Prince Harry's giving us groceries. Harry the Avenues. He's awesome. Hilarious dog.
Right on.
Loves. Any other games stick out to you this past weekend for NFL? How about being able to play college? Anything stand out to you?
Green Bay, Detroit. I thought Detroit won. Going up to Green Bay in that weather.
Oh yeah, man, that was big.
The final
They
score
really
was
screwed
deceptive. Detroit handled Green Bay all afternoon.
Yeah, they really did.
And it wasn't even close. It was silly.
Yeah, again, their defense rose to the occasion. You called it. He was ahead Hutchinson Jackson. This is a great game.
Yeah, so defense wins championships. So
Oh, sorry, I had your voice muffled.
I said, well, they say defense wins championships.
You are correct. Yes, they do.
They also say laptops that run right don't get thrown out the fucking window.
I've heard that as well.
I don't know if I told you this the other day or not, but I have internet at the house again, so I was really excited to be able to run the stream. Just use my phone as a camera and run the stream through my laptop. But my laptop is being
Yeah.
a dumb fuck
Oh well.
and won't load anything. And I've had issues with the laptop for a couple of years on it running to run. That's why I wasn't so. That's why I quit using it for the most part. Is because
Oh, okay.
nothing wanted to run right. And I figured I came down here 3 hours ago when I got home and got the internet. After I got the internet set up, came down here. Well, when I first got home, the first thing I did was plug the laptop in. Well, I ate and got the internet set up. And so I was like, cool, came down, got the internet going, and had it going, and then it crashed on me right before you came on. And so I've been fighting with it for the last 45 minutes trying to get the stream back up and running.
Gotcha. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you pretty well. Yeah.
All right, cool. Watching a little Central Michigan here. Was flicking back and forth to the I don't know if you to the big night.
Yeah, I'm trying
to. North Carolina looks like that's a massive. That's a pivotal place right now. Some of the polling numbers.
Yeah, and see what do we got here? 70% reporting, and so far, but there's still a lot of coast left to report. A couple of big counties around Raleigh, big county around Raleigh, and then I don't know what counties those are. Uh, let's see.
Yeah, I'm gonna flip over there. I have this little sense that I have a sneaking suspicion that this is more important than Central Michigan on ESPN too.
Eh, nothing wrong with a little CMU on a Tuesday. That's
Yeah, that's true. But I want to stay caught up on what's transpiring out there.
yeah, that's why I'm trying to get base. That's why it says because I can screen share so we can talk about it. Well, Doc, um, yeah, I really want him to lose so fucking bad right now.
Absolutely. He's already saying there's been crimes committed, election fraud in Philadelphia. The DA and all of all of law enforcement in Pennsylvania is saying there's no merit to that. There's no proof. There's been nothing of the sort. So he's already just
Yeah, I
spinning
know.
lies, trying to get people. He's going to contest everything. He's going to, he's
Hmm.
it's part of the course. This is who he is. I posted that once on
It's the
Facebook. I
same.
really don't like to do that, but I'm sure you saw it. Like I had to say one or two things before on such an important day. I wasn't trying to do that all year. I didn't do that for a couple of years. I used to do that a bit, probably before I knew you, but I stay out of it. But like, yeah, it's just the guy's just it's emblematic of who he is as a person. It's typical behavior. He's already
Hmm.
crying, like, taking his ball home before the game's even won or lost. It's just pathetic.
Yep.
That's how he acts. That's who he is. Really, my 2 cents there.
Yep. No, absolutely. That's why we're here. That's the other reason I wanted to
No other presidential election has ever experienced someone of that integrity, that lack of just morally, just a broken person
morally
morally.
bankrupt.
Just lies nonstop,
Just
abuses people,
yeah.
abuses power, just wants money, just cutthroat snake. And it's like, yeah, it's just,
Abuses the office.
so he's already starting to do that. No other president's ever contested stuff like that. He's the only, and no other president during both elections now, the only two with major bomb threats in multiple areas. All with this guy's just insightful, hateful rhetoric, his speech. He brings the worst out of
Hmm.
people, and some of the worst people celebrate him. Quite frankly, he allows
Hmm.
them to act the way they want to act. He makes it okay to commit crimes or mistreat women. So some of his base
Oh
really feeds
shit.
on that and embraces it. Some of his biggest fans, he reflects them.
Yeah.
He makes it okay for them to act that way. Hence the
Hmm.
whole look up to him. So they celebrate that. They don't run from it.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Makes it
you
okay
can
for
tell a lot about a you can tell a lot about a person based on the company they keep.
them. Exactly. It's the company you keep. Exactly. So
And you know, when this whole Trump phenomenon started, I freely admit I was a Trump supporter. Voted for him twice.
yeah,
Absolutely refused to vote for him a third time because of what transpired in his first term. You know,
yeah.
the locker room talk and the bravado and the clown show. Well, like going into 2015, 2016, I was mesmerized by the man because of the fact that he was a straight shooter, right? He said what had to be said. And he made all these great big promises. He was going to bring jobs back. He was going to,
He's a big
he
talker.
was going to
So many promises.
revitalize the middle. He was going to revitalize the middle class, and he was going to do all this, that, and the other thing. And what ended up happening, and this is the thing that you know a lot of a lot of people don't understand is that the big thing is that his big economic plan is tariffs on this, tariffs on that, tariffs on everything. And the problem with tariffs is that it's not just that the cost is passed on to the consumer, but that it could, if you had $100,000, right? and you were planning on hiring three people at $35,000 a piece, and then you were with because that's wait, is that 35,000? Did I do that math right? No,
Yeah, 30, 33, 3. Yeah.
33. Yeah, like 33. Let's say you're gonna hire. Well, let's say you needed to hire a manager um and two base level employees, right? So you're gonna pay the manager 55,000. You're gonna pay the two employees. Oh, um, you're gonna pay a manager 48,000, and then two employees, 22,000 apiece, or whatever gets the math to work. Um, Math. We can do that. We have technology. Um,
It is possible. Backing.
48 plus 25,000 plus 25. Okay. So let's say, oh, hey. Okay, cool. Um, so, uh, so if you were gonna, so let's say you were gonna put a tariff on their imports, right? You wanted to put a 20% tariff on their imports. Well, now that $100,000 is only $80,000, right? So not only do they not get the money, right? That's all we have. And then enter studio. We're almost there. We are working. Huzzah. And then we do
There you go.
this. So not only does it pass on the cost to the consumer, or you may not see a cost increase, but you may not actually see a jobs increase. Because now that things cost more, companies have to spend more. So if you were to take and actually know what you were doing, that'd be great. I mean, I swear I know what I'm doing. I'm just not very good at it. Oh, where did the StreamYards go? Okay, I accidentally popped it out. How do I pop it back in?
Are you doing math right now? What are you doing?
I'm fighting. I am figuring it out. I'm getting the what? I'm getting the share screen.
Breaking down median. What are you breaking down? The income for three
I'm
workers and a manager.
technologying. I am technologying now.
There you go.
Said I'm not very good at it.
You could say 50, 20, 50, 25, 25. 1 split.
Yeah. 48, 25, 25. So
The
yeah.
thing about tariffs,
So
how does
so
that?
it's not. Oh, and then I got to do this. There we go. Now we can keep an eye on it. Huzzah! Can you see that?
No, I cannot. Oh, there we go. Very cool.
All right. See, that's what I was fighting with the laptop. Is why I wanted the laptop so that we could keep an eye on these key races. You can even blow that up,
Nice.
maybe. But anyway, so to go back to what I was saying, so that cost might not actually be passed on to the consumer. You may not see an increase on the store shelves. A TV might not go up $100. However, a company that was looking to hire more employees might not hire new employees because they um they just can't afford it with the cost of of the tariff. And that actually hurts the economy more than okay, close that and then pray to God this doesn't crash again. All right. So that hurts the economy more than cheap goods from China because the manufacturing jobs that have been lost are not high skill jobs. They're all the shitty jobs that nobody wanted to do anyway, that were really costly and time consuming. And we have the education and the educational ability in this country to have high skilled workers, in demand industries.
What are we looking at here?
We're just scrolling around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, California. Sorry, I was playing with the tracker. That's my bad. So, but
That's
that's
cool.
a tight one. So that's my, in terms of voting for Harris.
Is that 51.2?
What's that?
It's such a delay for us. I'm sorry. There's a
Oh yeah,
massive
there's
delay
going to be
for
a
us.
bit of yeah,
I was
there's going to be
asking
a bit of a delay.
what the 51.2% for Trump was on the right. Look to your right.
Oh,
The orange kind of off color to the right. Trump 51.2. What does that say?
that's
No,
Pennsylvania.
your far right. Go to your far right.
This one?
No, go to your far right. There's stats on the right hand column. The far right column. No, keep going to
Oh,
the right.
oh, okay.
Keep
This
going
one
to the
here?
far right. Yeah, the far right. By the tab. Yep.
Oh, that's Florida. They already called Florida. They
What
called
does it say?
Florida
That's
like
top
8
two.
ago. That was Florida. They called Florida early on in the night.
I got I got the dual monitor.
I gotcha. I gotcha.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Not a shocker there. Traditional.
Yeah. Is that better for you, bud? Blow that up there, and then I can go over here.
Yeah. Man,
And then we can. I don't put a lot of stock in these. Ooh, Wisconsin's tight, very tight, but with 50% reporting. Minnesota's only reporting 3%. Michigan's still only reporting 21%. Let's scroll down here a little bit. Ooh, it's tough. In Pennsylvania, let's blow up Pennsylvania. Take a look at that. Um, Allentown, Erie, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia. None of the blue counties have reported in yet in Pennsylvania. So Pennsylvania probably breaks blue. Let's double check Wisconsin. Madison can.
fraud in Pennsylvania. He did that 62 times last election, and he lost all 62 cases. No merit, no proof of anything. Every judge laughs at it.
He,
He
well,
makes a
so
mockery of everything, dude. He's a disgrace. He's a disgrace.
well, he lost 33 cases on merit and 30 cases. It was 33 cases were thrown out for lack of standing. It was 33 cases were thrown out for lack of standing, meaning that the person that brought the case didn't have standing in the county that they brought the case in. And that's why the Texas Pennsylvania cases, because Texas doesn't have any legal right to challenge how Pennsylvania runs their.
All people got arrested on behalf. Just such minions, like just sheep getting arrested on his behalf. It's just such a shit show. I just want to. I want that to go away. The whole MAGA, it's just a crock of shit.
The whole MAGA movement's a clown show.
It's just such a ridiculous. It needs expulsion, banishment.
Well, and yeah, let's look at. Oh, Raleigh hasn't reported. Greensboro, Fayetteville, Charlotte, all solid blue counties. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Is I'm looking for like we have a big swath of red in the middle, which we're pretty sure we're red safe states, and of course the states out west, a lot of rural areas, lots of rural voters, Mormon country in Utah. Nevada hasn't kept. We won't see Nevada. Nevada hasn't started. Nevada hasn't started reporting. California won't report for another 25, 30 minutes. So, all the East Coast, the coastal states, your traditional blue strongholds went blue. It's just, I'm surprised that North Carolina's in play this time around.
Bomb threats in 5 states. So bad. Just such a disgrace. Brings out the worst in people. He really does.
Well, going back to the court cases in the aftermath of 2020. So they brought 63 cases, 62 cases, something like that. 33 were thrown out on standing, meaning that those that brought the case didn't have any right to bring the case. And then 31 were thrown out on the merit, meaning they looked at the evidence and they said there is no evidence of whatever you're alleging. And those cases were thrown out, and he won one case for like 25 votes in Texas, I think it was. This dumb motherfucker. I heard a call. I think it was one of the Raffensperger's calls in late November of 2020. Last time, he was trying to say that he lost, that votes were flipped in fucking Antrim County. You motherfucker! I've lived in Antrim County for 20 years. That county was fucking redder than red. He won that county by 30 fucking some odd percent. There were no votes flipped in Antrim County, you dumb motherfucker.
Yeah, he's
Antrim County.
He's just detestable.
Rural northern Michigan.
So sinful and just reprehensible.
Well, he'd have to have shame to be sinful.
He's got the 7 deadly sins, brother.
The man has no shame.
He's a disgusting, human, morally bankrupt individual.
Oh yeah.
No morality.
No morality. No morality.
Off a bum or off a billionaire. Anything. He'll take his shirt off your back, turn the lights off your apartment for $100.
Yeah.
He wouldn't pay overtime. He skips contracts. He owes people where the rallies take place. He's in debt everywhere. He doesn't pay anyone. He doesn't pay any of his bills on time, ever. Dude, the guy's a lifelong con man. I'm sorry you fell for his con early on, man. Just being from the Northeast, man, we knew all about him.
Well, he talked a good game.
He's just a fraudster.
Well, you gotta understand who I was when I was that guy. 8 years ago. I grew up conservative. I still consider myself fairly conservative.
Of course.
I consider myself conservative, but a progressive conservative, a Teddy Roosevelt type, like conservative, where I want to preserve and conserve the union. I want to protect capitalism. I want to protect free markets. I want to protect equal opportunity, honor the law, right? Those are the things that I value. Yeah. That's the conservative event. But I also believe in, following science, following the evidence.
Yeah. That's a big thing for me, man. It's just like, embracing conspiracy and just totally denying science, like experts. It's just it's crazy. It really is a crazy.
Denying reality.
It really is.
It's reality denial. It's reality denial 101. And they've been, in the first, because, voting for Hillary I just couldn't do it. I couldn't vote for Hillary.
No, she's awful.
No, Hillary was just as bad as he was. God, Michigan's super tight. Wisconsin's
Yes,
close.
different circumstances, man. It was a totally different time. You're different back then too. There's so many different reasons. That's the way you
I
felt, and
was much
everyone changes. Yeah.
well. I was just much younger too, and it was funny. Making the left, pissing the left off was fun. I enjoyed that aspect of the Trump 2016, and even to a lesser extent, or to a certain extent in 2020, it was still fun. But after 2020, it wasn't fun anymore. It stopped being when it was just owning the left, when it was ponage, when it was memes on the internet, when it was shit posting on Twitter. It was fun, you know. But when we're both lifelong sports fans. We've been through some tough losses. It doesn't justify throwing a temper tantrum. When Michigan lost to
He's already
Ohio
doing that.
State,
It's 24/7.
well, when Michigan lost to Ohio State on that on the Barrett in the Barrett game in the short game where he was short, um, you know, we don't get to go down to the
Different.
Columbus. We don't get to go down to Columbus or Indianapolis and go into the headquarters of the NCAA and demand that they give us the win. No, you lost. And that's my biggest frustration with Republicans. And you know what? Let's because this isn't going anywhere for a while. Let's flip over if we can to the Senate. Take a look at the Senate races across the board. But when it comes to things like healthcare and climate change and religious freedom and reproductive rights, I find I
Yeah,
find myself in more alignment with the Democrats than I do with Republicans anymore.
that's
And of
where I'm
course,
at
it's
too.
not going. When I thought, so what seat did they lose? Oh, they lost a seat in Vermont. Okay. Oh no, I did vote for. Yeah, I figured Kai. I had
Yeah,
a feeling that Cruz wasn't gonna win or wasn't gonna lose.
my microphone.
And so, which state?
I'm seeing everything up to
Which
date right here
state?
too. New Mexico.
Say again.
Check out Carolina. What are the overall numbers in Carolina?
Okay, there. Yeah, we can go back to Carolina. I'd switched over to the Senate races because the
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
we can go
Senate.
back to
Okay.
Carolina.
I was just curious to see what
Uh,
the numbers were for the Fed.
it's it's closed up more. We'll zoom in on this. None of your blue counties have really reported yet. I'm thinking that's going to be because you got Charlotte, Greensboro, Raleigh, and Fayetteville, all blue counties that always break blue. So yeah, because you see these red counties here. I don't know if you can see it on your end, but your rural areas and your suburbs tend to be Republican, tend to vote day of, tend to vote and tend to vote early. So their votes usually come in early. Um, so then we'll back out again, and like Illinois, all it takes to win Illinois is winning one of these suburbs around Chicago. You see a lot of blue, you see a lot of red, but it's because we can't click on one of those individual counties there. But what you see is that these red counties
What was
have
the North Dakota number?
Yeah, North Dakota was a blowout, but we knew North Dakota.
I'm looking it up.
We knew North Dakota was going to go red. We knew both Dakotas, Montana, Wyoming, Nebraska. I'm surprised that Kansas is still in play at this late of an hour with 70% reporting. Kansas usually breaks red, especially with Kansas City already reporting. Wichita's going to go. I'm surprised they still haven't called. They haven't called Kansas yet. Arizona's going to be huge all night. But as you can see, as we sat here and watched, Wisconsin, Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia are all very purple. And I think that's the thing is I think we're not crazily divided. I think we're a very purple country in terms of our shared values. Let's flip over to the House races real quick.
Rural is always associated with that. Yeah. Non-progressive. Blue is a lot more blue. Both coasts, California, New York City, athletes, musicians, entertainers, creators, stock market, money, money, money.
Mm-hmm.
Polar opposite. Well, it's shocking that this type of person would back a guy born into hundreds of millions. He never really worked. I mean, come on, the guy bankrupted 6 companies. No. Terrible, terrible business person, and a pure criminal. So I mean, I don't even want to call him a businessman. He's a clown as a business person. He bankrupts casinos. Yeah. How hard could that be? Yeah. He's a con man. He's just a fraudulent, just a fraud, charlatan. It's a fake.
Oh, 100%.
Doesn't belong anywhere near the White House. Anywhere near the White House? No way. It's a black mark. It's a stain. It's a black eye on the history of our country, undoubtedly.
Well,
a low point.
I kind of I agree and disagree all at the same time because
God, we couldn't get on this on a regular podcast. I'm glad we're doing it here.
Oh, I would do this all the time. I love this.
I would. I should say too. I don't correct that. I would have no problem doing it.
Yeah, I enjoy this shit. So, and then we'll go back to president. Because I think, but well, like I was saying, there's not a lot of. I don't think we're that far off as a country. I think we have a lot of agreement in terms of what we value.
Yeah.
I think our biggest disagreement is how much we think the state should interact in our lives. And for me, where I'm at now compared to where I was even 4 years ago, with the disinformation, with the misinformation, with the lies, and the unfettered lies that people can tell and believe. Things like ivermectin, things like moon landing hoaxes. In a way, like I understand. I understand. Okay, they called Iowa for Trump. Interesting. So that gets him to 210.
The heavy Trump state.
I was really hoping Iowa was going to be in play. I was hoping Iowa would break for Harris.
Right. Dan Seltzer had that poll saying, "Oh, we're on the upswing." That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not good. PA is the biggest. Is PA the most critical state? Pennsylvania.
Looks like it's coming down. Well, it's going to be Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, Arizona, Georgia, and North Carolina again, same
North
as it was
Carolina.
last time. Yeah, North
Wow.
Carolina's especially if North Carolina breaks for Harris. Um,
Yeah.
that that being North Carolina being in play, um, and being out for the grabs. If North Carolina goes Trump, then she's got to get Georgia and the Rust Belt, and
Wow.
that really will, if she can pull, which I think she'll have no problem getting Minnesota. Again, we can zoom in on Minnesota here and take a look. Maybe if it'll load. I'm hesitant to push the button too many times because I've already had it crash once on me. But yeah, so you've got Minneapolis, St. Paul, and Duluth, huge. So those counties haven't come in yet. Minnesota tends to be a blue state anyway, so I'm not too terribly worried about Minnesota. I am worried about Wisconsin and Michigan. Um,
Michigan last time was blue or red.
Last time in 2020, it broke blue.
Do you think that might be in peril? That might flip back red.
It might. It might. It really depends. Um, but we don't have Flint is trending red right now. But Michigan's always been a super purple state, and so a lot of people outside of the state that only notice Michigan once every 4 years. They don't understand is that Michigan is a very purple state, very heavily blue downstate in the metro area, in and around Detroit, and then very rural. The county, the city that I grew up in, they called it Mantucky, and it was very Kentucky in.
The kind of backcountry of Michigan.
Yeah. Lots of farming, lots of old manufacturing. Let me see if I can do this without connection. You still got me? Yep, I got you. I had to change out my earbud because the one bud was dying. So, so up north is a lot of farmland, a lot of rural people, a lot of country bumpkins, as it were. Nice people, though.
That's cool.
Yeah, irritated with Tennessee, and I'm just irritated with the Trump fan base too. I went because I voted today. I don't vote early. I don't really believe in early voting. I don't think I think that I understand in a way because
Yeah.
because it keeps the polling places from being crowded and all that. But I've just been I'm very much a stickler for tradition. So I went and voted today. I voted earlier today, and when I was standing in line at the polling place, a woman was like, "Are you voting Trump?" And I was like, "Nope." And she said she made another snide comment, and I was like, "Just stop talking." And she's like, "Typical Harris voter," and I was like, "You don't know who I'm voting for. I could be voting for Chase Oliver or Jill Stein or RFK. I don't know if RFK was on the ballot. I could be writing in Donald Duck. You don't know. Don't worry about it."
Yeah.
And that's the thing that pisses me off. The other thing that pisses me off about his fan base is that it's a cult. It's very much a us versus them it's the us versus them mentality that is ruining everything.
Hostility, fear, hostility, division. Yeah, it's just a brutal cult. It really is. It's a sad cult, but it's dangerous. Domestic terrorism,
It,
bomb threats in the election,
it,
never before. Back to back with Trump. Back to back elections. Proofs in the pudding.
and the thing about 20, about Trump and voting for Trump, like the typical Republican voter. I don't think, because I would consider myself a typical Republican. This is the first time I've ever voted Democrat, and I voted Democrat. I voted a straight Democrat ticket, straight party ticket for the first time. I just voted Democrat all the way down because I'm just sick and tired of this of MAGA and their hostility to
Yep.
everyone who's not them, to all of the
Yeah.
conspiracies, and they haven't met a conspiracy they don't believe in, and it's beyond frustrating because oh yeah, that's right. Do that again. Go back there. And it's it makes no sense. They I think the problem for them is they never worked in a group project.
He's not the scholars. He wouldn't do anything out of his way for them. He uses everyone in his life. He couldn't give a damn
Well,
about his voters. That's the saddest part. And they take a bullet for the guy. He wouldn't piss on them if they were on fire. He doesn't care about any of those people.
no, he doesn't. They're more than happy to take a bullet for him. They think it's the great. They're happy to be martyred for the cause, and and he doesn't give two. It's a publicity stunt, and not in a he orchestrated it. I'm not claiming that he orchestrated it or anything. Don't get me wrong, because that's insane. But when he got shot, I I knew that he was gonna milk it for everything it was worth.
Yeah, it fits his profile. He's going to just bullshit
Oh,
his way through that and make the most of that opportunity to capitalize on rating. Just stage
yep.
whatever, milk it for what it's worth. That's who he is. I'm
And
honestly so sick
I
and
don't
tired
put
of talking about him here and there. Oh, John,
you know
off the bat, just away from, just out of sight and out of mind. I just want it to end. Get him out. Just keep him out.
yeah, keep him out. Keep him out. Make him
Yeah,
go back to
let it
being
end.
a TV person, being a piece of shit TV personality.
He's facing a number of felony charges. He's going to be going somewhere. Trial in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
What's his motivating factor to win the presidency? To pardon himself, to stay out of prison. That's his number one mission. That's his driving
Well.
force to to get to pardon himself. Musk facing a lot of music too. What's Musk doing? Backing Trump. They can pardon each other.
Hmm.
Trump can pardon Elon. So now you got his little lapdog, his new best friend. Well, that's convenient.
Yeah.
They're both facing charges.
Uh,
Interesting.
they're butt buddies at
Cover each
this
other.
point.
And Musk is doing a ton of misinformation like a Russian bot, completely in Trump's lap. So it's all, they're just hand in hand, walking together.
Hmm.
Unbelievable.
Well, I mean,
Unbelievable.
well, the ass walks the dog in that train.
Yeah.
Elon might be a smart guy. He might be technologically smart. He's made some good business deals. Buying into PayPal, buying
Not
into
a
Tesla.
bankruptcies. Oh, Musk, yeah.
Well,
But I mean, Tesla's been going down, and Twitter, X is a mess. He's bleeding money on
well,
that. The guy's, and it turns out he's just a
well,
far right loon.
well,
So he just
well,
got in there,
that's
and now
the
he's using it to distribute misinformation. That's felonious. That's
yeah.
criminal activity.
Well,
He's interfering.
well, he was
He's best friends now with Trump suddenly. It's just a joke. It's all dirty.
well he was he bought into X so that he could have his own little media empire because that's what he does, right? He bought into PayPal, turned around and sold PayPal, bought into Tesla, turned around and sold Tesla, bought into SpaceX, sold SpaceX, so that he could buy. So he paid it. He bought into Tesla so that he could buy into, or bought into PayPal so he could buy into Tesla, so he could buy into SpaceX, so he could buy into Twitter.
Yeah, really. Yeah,
And he's a pyramid. You know, it's almost
yeah,
like
scam
a
the guy.
it's almost like a pyramid. It's a
He's
legal
a,
pyramid scheme
of course, right in
because
front of our eyes.
because
Yeah, they're both working
because
coinciding. It's obvious. It's completely
well
criminalistic.
because hard work is a pain in the ass.
Elon was born into hundreds of millions. So is Trump. They have their minions. They
Oh,
have
Trump.
other people do their work, buddy. You know that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Trump and Elon.
Look, I'm not.
They're both hundreds of
Look,
millions of dollars in their bank account, and they bankrupted companies. That's called starting life on third base, dude. They're not. I'm sorry. Elon's got some intelligence, but Trump is a dimwit. He
oh,
stumbled his
Trump's a
way. He's
moron.
bankrupted 6 companies.
He's
Who
fairly
forgot?
fit to the top, man. Well, he
He's a
what
charlatan.
Trump did, what Trump did was he made himself the star of the show. It was all about Donald Trump. It was getting Trump. It was getting Trump on buildings, getting Trump on in media appearances. You know, movies, TV, books. You know, he wrote that. He probably had a ghost wrote. Let's be honest. Art of the Deal,
Part of the deal.
and
The art of the deal.
and once he had, you know, he got all that money from his daddy, and he bought up all that real estate, and he had that real estate money, and he wrote a book, and he got on Oprah, and when he got on Oprah, he once he was on Oprah, he was um he was a made man. You know, he made it, and I don't begrudge anyone's success. You know, like P.T. Barnum said, you know, 130 years ago now, there's a sucker born every minute, and a fool will soon be departed with his money. You know, if you know, I've never read The Art of the Deal. It might be a great book. It might be the best book ever written. You know, the ideas that of The Art of the Deal, which again I haven't read, so I don't really know what The Art of the Deal was about. But when it comes to that type of the type of things that he does and the people that he surrounds himself with,
No,
the sycophantic, sick fuck followers that he has,
the guy's a con man. He's not a
he's
brilliant.
well, he's a brilliant marketer, and the Trump brand has been in the zeitgeist, in the cultural zeitgeist, for the last 60 years or 50 years, give or take. Since
He's a
the
shyster. He's a liar.
well, I wouldn't
It's
say
built on
that.
fraud.
I,
He
I think
doesn't
it's
really know
built on a cult.
about his business. That's what
It's
I'm.
built on a, it's built on a cult of personality. It's built on Donald Trump. You know,
Random book.
it's built
Trump University.
it's built on doing things. You
He's
know,
full of shit.
and he fails forward. He falls up. You know, yes, you say he bankrupted,
Generals and I
bankrupt.
can't even keep.
He bankrupted a casino, right? And
That's hard to
all
do.
of that, and yet it didn't hurt him. He kept going. He kept making moves. I mean, he's outside of his political you know, his political aspirations. You know, Trump was wildly successful because he was charismatic, he was energetic, he was, you know, and it's all, you know, perception is reality. It was about the front he put on. It didn't matter that he bankrupted casinos. It didn't matter that his businesses failed. because he had so much money that it didn't matter. He was able to just bounce back. And and then and I think a lot of people don't understand, like we were talking about earlier in the show, is that tariffs don't punish China. They punish you. China, and anywhere that you
What do
might
we got on the state
put
by
a tariff.
state right now? What's really the biggest state to watch
North Carolina's within
right now?
200,000. Georgia's within 140. 140 there.
I want to do the whole
About
chunk.
80,000 there. Another 42 there. Okay, they just Washington, California just closed. Both were just literally within the last 20 seconds. Both those just closed, and they were called for Trump or for Harris. And Idaho closed too. So Washington, California, Idaho just closed within the last 30, 40
Yep.
seconds. Um, Trump now leads 214 to 179. I think now it's nail biter time from here. Kamala is within 3,000 of Trump in Arizona. She leads in New Mexico. I expect New Mexico to go to Harris anyway. It generally does. Don't think Arizona's going to. Nevada's results are expected to start coming in soon. See, back to Michigan. Trump's up. 824 to 858. So that's 74 right there. That's a little over 28,000 in Wisconsin. Still early. Minnesota's only reporting 11%.
Only
North
11%.
Carolina.
Wow. There's a
Yeah.
3 hour
I'm
delay
not
too in
sh-
New Mexico. So
I'm not sure how Minnesota does their count. They may have. Okay, so we still haven't gotten. North Carolina is 86%, but they Greensboro, Raleigh, Fayetteville, and Charlotte. I think we'll know before the end of the night um what we're looking at. Yeah, Maine and New Hampshire haven't called yet, but those should both go to Harris. Pennsylvania. Trump has. Let's blow up Pennsylvania. Talk about Pennsylvania for a minute. Oh, you got huge blue counties in. You got Erie, Pittsburgh, Allentown, and Pennsylvania, or in Philadelphia, not reporting yet. So, um, I'm tentatively optimistic about Pennsylvania. I'm tentatively
wow.
optimistic about everything. Everything looks pretty good to be a solid Harris win.
How pivotal is Pennsylvania? If she doesn't win that, is that like doomed, or is it like it's just a massive score? Like, is it really
Yeah,
that important?
Pennsylvania is
Like that?
Pennsylvania. There's a pathway to win without Pennsylvania because Pennsylvania's 19, which would take him to let me pull up the calculator. Be careful pushing buttons on the laptop because I don't want it to crash again. Because I where's my laptop percentage? Okay, so uh,
Is Carolina still very close? North
Yeah,
Carolina.
Carolina still. North Carolina is still very close, still very much in play. I'm expecting North Carolina to go to Harris. So once I get the
Wow.
calculator up here, we can start running some numbers real quick. And I have to calculate. I have a calculator. Give me a second to make the calculator a tiny bit smaller. I am not blind, so I don't need it gigantic. All right, so let's start punching in some numbers here. Let's say Trump wins Pennsylvania. That would take him to 233. Oops, I just closed it out by mistake. I hit the wrong freaking button. Brilliant. Cool. I meant to clear the calculator, not close it. Okay, so. And then, yeah, so Trump is at, so in 179 plus, let's say 10 plus, oops, 10 plus.
Making these awesome sausage brats.
Ah, hell yeah, I love me some brats. Oh,
Shoot, shoot, shoot,
Virginia
brother.
hasn't closed yet.
Get one more. It's good. Here. It's a good one, brother.
I think George is 16 as well. Okay, so even if she can still, as long as she wins with Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, and the Carolina and Georgia, as well as so when and I'm taking I just automatically added Virginia and Oregon to her totals because Oregon should. I'm surprised Oregon hasn't called yet, but whatever, they do what they want. So she gets with Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Carolina, Georgia, Virginia, and Oregon. She gets to 277 in that ball game.
Wow. So right now, is she winning? Is it a good course right now? Does she look really good, or just good, or decent?
Yeah, she looks really good right now. Yeah, she looks really good right now.
Wow.
She looks. It looks like
Fantastic.
well, okay. Let me take. Let's see. 1, 7,
This is good insight, man.
5,
You're coming up clutch.
plus 13 plus 8. So before
Looks like this
everything's
fantastic
called, before
She got
everything's
New Orleans
called,
style.
even
Yep.
oh, and
Sorry.
then we'll give. Oh no, you're good. We'll get so right now. Obviously, there's certain things that haven't been called, but right now, with everything that should go, that I'm confident is going Harris. Um, she's sitting at 216. I know she'll get Maine. Well, she'll get. So she's sitting at 215. So because Maine, the way Maine, does they give him all? Did they give him all of Nebraska? Interesting. With all, well, let's do that then. We'll give her all of Maine. All right. Whereas New Hampshire and Maine haven't called yet, but those are solid blue states. They're coastal states. I have no doubt that they go for Harris. Virginia's going to go for Harris. New Mexico is going to go for Harris. I'm calling that now, and I'm calling Harris in Oregon. So that gets you to 216 right there. Okay. So then we'll take Michigan, North Carolina, and Georgia. So that's
Wow.
16 plus 16 plus 15. And that gets you to 263. So from 263, and we got Wisconsin, Michigan, and or Georgia, North Carolina, and Michigan. From there, she needs to win anything else, and she wins. And if she carries, she'll carry if she carries Minnesota or Wisconsin or Arizona or Nevada. And I think Nevada's 11 or 9 or 11. I'm not sure off the top of my head. Um, he can win. So we're
I
at
got no
let's yeah. Go ahead.
Is
Can
there any state
somebody?
right now that you expect her to win that she did not win? Has she had any like letdowns or setbacks yet?
No, she's been solid across the board. The only one that I'm disappointed she didn't carry, but it was a long shot, was Iowa. I was hoping she would carry Iowa,
Okay.
really
Yeah, it was
chip
a
into
long shot.
Trump's base. Iowa's been a pretty solid Republican state since the 70s, probably even longer than that. Corn country, lots of rural people, lots of conservatives
Yeah.
that just vote red no matter what, vote Republican no matter what.
Straight across.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
nothing. She didn't lose anything. I didn't, the one the and Virginia's stupid, and they'll wait until the absolute last second to call because they're stupid like that. They gotta be stupid. But why Virginia hasn't called, and it's already almost quarter after 11. And you got, but yeah, everything that she needed to carry, that she generally should carry, what is solidly in the bag. Everything that she had to carry at the start of the night, she's not lost. The one disappointment, it's kind of Florida. It's kind of hoping Florida would break for Harris because they broke for Biden last time. Made the things made things interesting, but that's okay. Florida can be helped. Got to make up ground in Georgia. Let's double check Georgia real quick. But Georgia's oops. Where is that? What the heck did we happen here? And now we're thinking. But yeah, no, everything else is within the margin of error. As a prognosticator, you always look for options, especially in political things. You look for pathways to victory. What can we win? What can we lose? Okay, there we go. Yeah, Macon, Atlanta, Athens, Augusta, Savannah. They haven't reported yet. Looking like you've got Macon, the outskirts of Macon, that suburb of Macon, leaning blue from the looks of it. Um, oh yeah, here we go. That's is that as far as zoom I can zoom in? Yeah. So you got this little sliver of Macon here, leaning blue. So that's good signs across the board for the Harris campaign this evening.
That's great to hear.
Yeah, too early to tell. We don't have everything in yet, but I would not expect a midnight surprise. In terms of like last time in 2020, where MAGA was just bound and gagged that. Well, and the thing about 2020 was such an outlier because of the fact that um, COVID happened. And you had a lot of mail-in ballots that had to be waited until day of to be counted. That's just the way that the laws were written at that time, as that mail-in ballots had to be hand counted, had to be machine counted. They had to be fed into the machine at the time. And so, that was my phone. My other phone died. Looks like it. All right, that's cool. No big deal. So, in terms of and then you have Virginia. And come on, let's back up on top in Virginia. Let's check. Let's try and run through this. Come on, trailing for about 100,000 Minnesota, 14% reporting. Very makeupable. Wisconsin. Let's double check Wisconsin. You okay? You still have Wisconsin. Yeah, Madison, Milwaukee, Eau Claire, a couple of northern counties that I would expect to go red. Let me zoom in on that. Okay. Oshkosh, pretty solidly. Yeah. No, what you're looking for is you're looking for major big cities in states because that tends to be where your Democrat majorities are. It's around concentrated around cities and coasts because that's where the money is, and the people that tend to have money tend to vote Democrat. And um, we can zoom back in on Pennsylvania again, kind of still where we were 40, 20, 25, 30 minutes ago. Nothing new to report there. Um, let's check on the Senate real quick while we have a
Yep.
moment. Same thing as there. Looks like everybody who was supposed to win won. It's annoying that we lost a seat in the House or the Senate, I should say. But Sanders breaks for Democrats, both with the Democrats anyway. Ooh, 900,000 votes. Let's zoom in on Texas real quick in the Senate race because that's an interesting one. If the Democrats could wrestle the seat away from Cruz, that would be huge. But I just don't see Cruz losing. It's very much party politics when it comes to the House and Senate. People will vote. People tend to vote for the president. People. This is there's a thing where in terms of voting for president, people will break from party.
Okay, what, right?
But typically you'll see people who generally vote for okay. Oh, there's still a lot of blue to go. Yeah, Austin hasn't reported. El Paso hasn't reported. San Antonio hasn't reported. Houston hasn't reported. Okay, so it's very much in play. All right. I see you. But people will tend to vote for people if they vote for Senate, they tend to vote party line. In the House, okay, kind of what I expected. Yeah, yeah. Okay, the House looks like it's going to stay about the same. Irritating, but it is what it is. Can't be helped. And then I don't. There weren't a lot of governors up this year. The only one, and then I'm not surprised that Stein won. Mark Robinson was a disaster of a candidate. Okay, yeah. And I think he was. I think he was the incumbent. I'm pretty sure he was the incumbent. I think all these other races, I think everybody was incumbent, and then we don't really care about ballot measures. Those are state by state. So back to the top. So basically, it's just a waiting game at this point. We just kind of got to wait it out. I wouldn't expect any major updates probably till midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trump still leads in Arizona by about 3.
Stick around a little
The
while
problem
longer.
is the problem is that the big cities aren't reporting yet. You still have the big city counties, Phoenix, Tucson. They're not reporting. Let's go to minute. Let's jump. Albuquerque, Santa Fe, Las Cruces haven't reported. Um. Ooh, they just called North Carolina for Trump. Shit, that hurts.
Wow.
Damn it. All right, now back to the math board. All right.
I like the
So
presentation you're giving here. It's very studious.
okay, so with North Carolina off the board, we have to go back to the drawing board. Of course, there were ways to win. So let's take the 4 there and the 4 there, and then take the 8 there. Shit, that does hurt. and the 3 there. Okay, then plus 10. Okay, there's still that makes it tougher, but it's not impossible. I have to carry Pennsylvania. Have to carry Pennsylvania now. Really, in all honesty, if we lose Pennsylvania, it's gonna be a long fucking 4 years. Minnesota. Let's do this without. Already took. So without Pennsylvania, you really have to win everything else. Motherfucker. Oof. All right, let's run the numbers again one more time here. 179 plus 4 plus 4. Is that 13? Yes, that's 13. And then another 5 for that. And then 8. Okay, so we're at 213. Oh, oops. Okay. So then, let's see. Arizona's 11. Minnesota's 10. Wisconsin's 10. Michigan's 15. So basically, if she wins, she has to carry Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Georgia, Arizona, and then everything else she's expected to win anyway. I'm glad I bought a full bottle for this night. Fuck me. God damn it, North Carolina. And I told my therapist I didn't drink like a Mick anymore. Make a liar out of me, why don't you? But Arizona looks like it's headed for a recount. It's within 2%. It's just what's
Is he gonna
that?
win if he gets that? Is Arizona crucial to win?
With him taking North Carolina for him to win. Okay, let's see. We can look at his win scenarios. Um, let's assume that he wins Pennsylvania, so that takes him to 249. Let's say he wins Arizona, that's 260. Then he has to win. Yeah, okay, they just called Oregon. Yeah, Oregon. I don't know why they waited so long to call Oregon.
Yeah.
And then if he wins Pennsylvania, Arizona, then all he needs to win is anything else in play, basically. Yeah. If he
What is
carries
your most
Arizona
important
and
now?
Pennsylvania, everything's the most
Right
important. If
now,
I need Pennsylvania, with North
wow.
Carolina coming off the board, for Trump, it really puts everything back into play. Like if he carries Georgia, Arizona, and Pennsylvania, it's game over. Fuck. All right. Well, we'll just have to sit here and wait. Not a religious man, but fuck, I might say a prayer tonight. Shit. The AP, the AP is reporting that Trump is going to win North Carolina. Oh, that's a blow. That's a blow. But I'm surprised New Mexico hasn't been called yet. But yeah, there's a lot of blue states that still haven't been called yet. She's up solidly in she's up solidly in Virginia. Oh, let's see. Still way too early in Minnesota. Only 16% reporting. 66. She's within 80,000 in Minnesota. She's within. Oh, she's like 200,000 in Michigan. Ugh. But yeah, Marquette hasn't reported.
Jeez.
Detroit has. Yeah, Lansing hasn't reported yet.
Wow, Arizona's neck and neck. 49-6, 49-5.
Yeah, within 3,000 votes. Mm. Yeah, she only leads in North, and she only leads in the battle. She doesn't lead any battleground state yet. And they're Wisconsin is close. Within Minnesota's it's still too early in Minnesota. Michigan is. Oh yeah, okay. Michigan's still early. Michigan's only 33% reporting. It's gonna be a long night, brother. I hope you're having as much fun as I am.
Can you hear my AirPods? Yeah,
What's that?
I'm just tired. This injury is zapping me.
I hear
The
you.
injury has been zapping me of
Yeah,
energy. I'm just tired.
yeah. Well, when I remember when I was first on crutches,
I have the
you
other
know,
monitor on. I'm flipping between FC and
hey, what's the score in the CMU game? Did they win or did they lose? That's my max school. Oh, we've been going for a while now. Oh, an hour and 40 minutes already. It feels like we've been going for like 3 freaking hours, but it's only been not almost. It's not even been 2 hours yet.
yeah.
It's. Well, she just made up 100,000 votes in Michigan. And she trails by a little more than 130,000 in Michigan right now. Trails by a little over 230 in Minnesota. Results expected soon in Nevada. And it's looking like Harris is probably going to win the popular vote again. And she trails by about 220 in Pennsylvania. Uh, Another 1% in from Michigan. They're up to 16% in Minnesota. Let me get a quick refresh on this. Well, buddy, I don't know, man.
What's the next state to be
When
called, you think?
I don't know. Hard to say. Everything's super tight. Everything is super close. Everything is still within. We got. Let's see. Is anybody? Anybody? See if I can move back. Okay, here we go. Pennsylvania is 77%. Michigan's 33%. Wisconsin, Minnesota's up to 46% now. Harris leads in Minnesota now. Minnesota just flipped to Harris. Figured that would happen.
Good. Trump's leading PA. I know it looks like
It's
they still
they're
haven't counted
still
Philadelphia, right?
yeah, no. They haven't counted Philadelphia, Allentown, Erie, or Pittsburgh. So all those counties still have to report. Um, I think the next one that probably gets called is Virginia, Minnesota, New Mexico, and then Maine and Miss M and New Hampshire. Yeah, I think Virginia gets called here pretty soon. And they probably need another 3% in Virginia before that'll get called because Richmond hasn't reported. Yeah, I think once they have Richmond in, then they'll call Virginia. That one's still deadlocked. That one hasn't even shifted in the last 40 minutes.
How crucial is Wisconsin? How many votes is that? 10 votes.
120, 170,000, 130,000. We can pull up Wisconsin real quick. Take a look at that. Yeah, well, Madison hasn't reported yet, so that's probably what we're waiting on in Minnesota is Madison and Milwaukee. Okay. Punch both of them right in a video game. In a video game.
Milwaukee supports at 60%. Harris and Milwaukee.
Yeah, you would. Well, like I said all night. Madison, Milwaukee, Eau Claire. You expect big cities to break blue.
Yep.
Okay, something just got. Okay, Minnesota, New Mexico just got called for Harris. It's in the last 10 seconds. So I guess Minnesota was New Mexico was the next one to fall. All right, that takes another. That was an obvious playing piece. We knew that was going to happen all night long. So with that, we can go to 190. We can do this at 192. 192 plus 4 plus 4 plus 13. Okay, that gets us plus 3. So I guess 216. Plus 10 plus 10 plus 15. Okay. So it's going to come down. It comes down to Pennsylvania, really. I mean, it's really up in the air because it could go if she takes Michigan, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Georgia, then he has to take Pennsylvania. Can he even get there?
Yeah.
It may. Okay. So then 230 plus 19 plus 11, and then
I always get puzzled by the electoral vote versus the popular vote. It throws me off every time.
yeah. Well, see, the popular vote is what sends the electors to the. So we have a dual elector system. You vote in the popular. You go to the polling place, and you say this is the candidate that we want to win. Okay, and then the states collect all the ballots, count them up, and then they assign electors to go to Washington to participate in the vote on the 6th. So on December, probably sometime in December, I'm not sure when, somewhere the second week of December, the state senates will convene a session to certify their electors. And then those electors will be then sent to Washington on January 6th, the first Monday in January of the post-election year, and then they will cast their ballots for the president.
Yeah.
900,000 votes. Jesus fucking Christ, guys.
Wayne County, 62% Harris. Detroit.
Yeah, Wayne County is
Michigan,
always a
she should get,
Democrat.
right?
I would think so. She's made a fuck ton of ground up in 2 percentage points. She's only down by about 106,000 right now, and Wayne County should be 800,000 votes. So 52% is a little over. Yeah, she can make up 120,000 votes in Wayne County alone if things trend the way they did last time in
Wow.
2020, not 2022. I just think she's a much more solid candidate than Hillary. I really do. I really think she's a much more solid candidate than Hillary. I also think he's a much worse candidate than Hillary, or than he was in 2020. Yeah, I think he was a solid.
Yeah.
If you were a Republican populist, strong. See, the thing about it is Trump wasn't a strong man. He's not a strong man. He's a fucking sniveling coward, crybaby little bitch.
Yeah.
He didn't get concessions from. He tore up the Iranian nuclear deal for nothing. He went to North Korea, got nothing. Putin waged war on the Crimea and in the Donbass for 4 fucking years and did nothing. When it took a goddamn literal act of Congress for them to get aid to Ukraine in the run up to 2020. In 2019, that's what Trump's first impeachment was about. He called in 2013, the sitting president of Ukraine, what's his nuts, Yanukovych was Yanukovych was elected in, I think it was 2012 or 2010. I don't remember the timeline offhand. It's been too long since I've looked it up. And I want to say it was 2010. He was elected to run, and he was elected on a popular platform to more closely tie Ukraine to Europe. Ukraine wanted to move away from Russia, wanted to move away from the Soviet Union, and wanted to embrace Western values, capitalism, free market, free trade. And so Yanukovych was elected on a platform of Euro integration, being more closely aligned with the European Union. And when then in the midnight hour, right before it was supposed to go to the Rada, which is the Ukrainian parliament, actually, let's hold off on another drink for now. And let's do another soda. Actually, I'm gonna go get some water. Probably a good idea. I'm sitting here drinking like a fish, drinking soda and liquor. Probably should just go get some water. so so in the midnight hour, um, so Yanukovych backs out of the European deal, and he goes with the Russian deal. Well, that incensed the Ukrainian populace, and they started protesting. Well, in February of 2014, so that would have been late 2013. In 2014, he started cracking down on protesters and made protesting illegal. So they threw his sorry ass out. So fast forwarding a few years, Zelensky, who is the current president of Ukraine, is elected. And in 2019, okay, she's made up ground in Wisconsin, only a little over 72,000 votes behind. Only a little, okay. Made up ground in Michigan, only 120, 15 behind. A lot of math there. I'm not going to do that off the top of my head. A little over 200,000 behind Pennsylvania. Now, Arizona hasn't updated. Okay. So in 2019, Trump calls Zelensky and threatens to withhold aid that had been approved by Congress, mind you, to Ukraine, and threatens to blackmail Zelensky for the aid. If you don't dig up dirt on Biden and give it to the Trump campaign, he's withholding the aid that was promised. And so that's what Trump was impeached on the first time, back in 2019.
Gotcha.
So in terms of foreign policy, clueless buffoon. And
Yeah.
couldn't get an infrastructure bill done.
Man, North Carolina, I thought was going to be in play.
Yeah, I really thought we had North
Were
Carolina.
you talking about Zelensky?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know who you were talking about. I was confused for a second.
Oh, yeah, Vladimir Zelensky is the current president of the Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Yeah, they just officially called Virginia for Harris, so that takes her to 205.
Roll up.
Okay.
Can you scroll up? What's the overall count here?
Okay. Oops. Wrong one. 203, 230, 205.
Okay, there we go. 205.
You want to see Arizona again?
Wow, a lot quicker than a couple broadcasts.
It's about 7,000 now, with 50% reporting. I'll blow that up a little bit. Okay. So, as you can see here, Phoenix, let me zoom in on that for you there a little bit. Maybe. Boop, boop, boop. As you can see, all of this, which is Phoenix, hasn't been filled in yet. You've got Tucson, which I think we can scroll a little bit for you. So Tucson is in this county, which is all of that. So you've got a lot of no, that's a border. This it's a border county. So it really depends on how they feel about the border. And the fact of the matter is that Trump did dick all to get border security passed. Yeah, I know you're not responding, obviously. Think harder. There we go. Okay, now we can zoom back out. Let's see, has Arizona started reporting yet? Or Nevada? Nevada hasn't started reporting. Hawaii should start reporting in about 10 minutes. About 110,000 in Michigan. About 80,000 in Minnesota and Wisconsin. Solidly for Harris in Wisconsin. 214 in Pennsylvania. Let's zoom in. Let's double check. Okay, still same problem as before. Your big population areas aren't reporting yet. Georgia, Augusta, Atlanta, Athens, Macon, Savannah. Okay, it's kind of the same thing. 91% reporting in Georgia. Okay. So the only key race is there's two key races that are reporting already, and that's North Carolina and Florida, and that's it. Everything else is kind of still up in the air. Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Arizona. We're 8 minutes to the top of the hour.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. 116 in Michigan, 80 in Wisconsin. Okay, that they've been stuck at 91 for a minute now. See, like with only 40% reporting, 7% reporting in Wisconsin. Let's see, what are we looking at? Minnesota. Okay, 51% reporting in Minnesota. See, Georgia. 81% reporting in Pennsylvania. 50 in Arizona. Okay, it's still 7,000 in Arizona. Alaska should report here in about an hour or 2 hours till Alaska report. No, an hour and five till Alaska reports. So Hawaii should be getting ready to come in. As soon as polls close in Hawaii, those will go to Harris. Hawaii goes Democrat every time. And it would have been nice to break off some of these Ohio or Wisconsin, Ohio, Indiana, but didn't think that was going to happen. You figure Well, you have to figure that the candidate's home, the vice president's home state is going to their candidate generally.
Yep.
I'm zooming on Pennsylvania again. Same shit. Okay, where else? In Georgia was 91%. This beats the hell out of watching it on TV.
Huh.
Wisconsin. Hmm. 120.
Yeah, Washington.
Sorry, I'm trying to do the
He is
math real quick
looming
here.
large. Absolutely crucial.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 5 left or it's saying too close to call.
Basically.
33% of the vote only cast and secured so far in Connecticut. Counted, I guess. It says 33% in.
Oh, in Connecticut?
Trump Trump up 2 points. Yeah, Trump up 2 points in Georgia still. But there's a lot more in Georgia to go, right?
Yeah. No, it's based on where the vote counts are coming from. So if you have a solid, like
Yeah.
Tennessee, like the blue counties have already. We can blow up Tennessee real quick because that's my home state, or my current state, I should say.
Yep.
Like
What part are you in, by the way?
Nashville. What's up?
What part of
Say
Tennessee are
again.
you in?
I am right about there.
What part of Tennessee are you in?
Um,
What does that say? I can't read it. What?
Here. I am like right about there, right by the A. I am right in here right now.
Yeah, I can't read
That's
this.
where I am.
Okay.
I
Right,
tried.
because I can't read that.
No problem. But with a state like Tennessee,
Yeah, I guess I'll never know.
you're the one, the big Democrat area has already reported, or like Illinois. We can look at Illinois. All your major Republican areas have already reported in, and they don't assume and so that even without Chicago, let me blow this up here real quick. With everything that has reported in already, they they expect that whatever is going to come from the Chicago area and the surrounding suburbs is going to be enough to overwhelm whatever support Trump might have gotten. So they're go ahead and call that. Now in a state like Michigan, without see this stuff here in the UP, this swath of land here typically breaks Democrat. Hasn't posted yet. Flint is kind of purplish. Lansing's blue. Detroit's blue. Grand Rapids is blue. They haven't posted yet. So it's still very much up in the air as to how many votes either side is going to get. Minnesota looks pretty solid. Typically Democrat state anyway. And so a lot of these races, like with 93% reporting, there's still mathematically enough votes in Georgia that Harris could pick up enough votes, especially with mail-in balloting and early votes that can't be counted until the day, that Harris can pick up 210 votes or 220 votes and go back up over 120,000 votes and go back up over Trump. So that's why we're not calling Georgia yet. Same thing with Pennsylvania. There's still deep blue parts of the state that are not reporting yet, but we don't know if they're going to break as solidly blue as they generally do. So there could be parts of Pennsylvania that she loses that normally Democrats win. And with North Carolina, which apparently we're going to now, even with the blue cities that the blue areas that may still be out in play, there's enough red votes to counteract anything that might not yet have been reported, because they're at 91% reporting, and they don't expect in the other 9% the Harris campaign to be able to recover that many votes. So they're going to call North Carolina. So that's kind of why we're here waiting on things to happen. Again, like we had last time in 2020, I wouldn't be surprised if at 2 o'clock in the morning you have a bunch of Harris votes come in. As those votes from around the states, it's Michigan especially in Wayne County, all those votes aren't counted at the polling place. They're collected at the polling place and then transported into the city and counted in the city. And so that's the same thing in Atlanta. Like that's why you had all the Trump claims last time of boxes being left under tables, is that they were not brought in, that they were brought in to be counted. They were accounted for. Almost dead even in Arizona. Wisconsin's, we're looking at 136 in Michigan.
You're gonna be up late watching it, huh?
Yeah, I'll be up all night.
I feel like I want to stay tuned in.
Yeah, I'm here until you. I'm up for. I'm here for. I'm here for the long haul. So as long as you want to stay, I'll stay up all night. We'll put on another pot of coffee and keep going. Like
I'm getting a little bit done. I just want to move around more. but I'll do another 15, 20 minutes, whatever. Going
Okay.
almost 3 hours. It's a nice
Yeah.
clip.
Well, I expected to go all night anyway, so
You should have contacted Lou. What did you ask him to ever do this?
no, because I don't know. I could shoot him a link.
That could be cool to include him next time, maybe, or whatever.
Yeah. Well, it's like 12 o'clock in the morning there, so I'm not gonna bother him tonight. But
Yeah,
yeah, I just
yeah,
I know we've talked all. I know we stayed up that one night just shooting the shit, talking politics. So I figured you might be interested in having a stream, especially on a night like tonight, where it's the only night. It's the only night for this. So
I'll stick around for another half hour. How's that? So then we'll do
all
3 hours.
right. Yeah,
At
yeah,
least, because I gotta get my dog situated and stuff. But
sure.
still,
If you want to get
I'll
up,
just
take your dog for. If you want to get up, take your dog out. I'll hold the fort until you get back. I know you said you. I know you said you can't sit for long periods
yeah,
right now because of your foot. So
right now.
if yeah, if you want to go take your dog out and
Yeah,
we'll hold the fort and entertain the
no,
nobody
my foot.
watching. So
I'm not going. I'm not taking him out. I'm icing my foot right now.
oh okay. Yeah, if you need to get up and
Yeah.
move around or whatever you got to do, fine by me. I'm just kind of here hanging out, waiting for anything interesting to happen.
All right.
It's kind of that everything we thought was going to happen happened already. Okay, Hawaii just came in. Hawaii is done. 0% reporting. They're already calling for Harris. Yeah, Hawaii. We knew that was going to happen. Okay, didn't really want to do that, but whatever. Okay, much better. Oh, Hawaii has four. Okay, cool. I was only giving her three for Hawaii. That's right.
I like Reddit a lot.
That's,
I research a lot of stuff there too.
yeah,
Ooh,
same. That didn't work. Okay. Wisconsin would be a huge loss. Unfortunately, I don't know. I don't feel too great about Wisconsin.
Wisconsin's on the cusp.
Wisconsin's going the wrong way. Wisconsin's not getting closer. We'll have to keep an eye on it. That hasn't changed at all.
Does she need Wisconsin?
What's that?
Does she need Wisconsin?
Yeah, really, yeah.
Does she need to win Wisconsin?
Yeah, yeah.
How many votes are?
Uh,
How deep into the process that
well, Wisconsin, if he wins Wisconsin, then he only needs 20 more to win. And then Pennsylvania, which he's leading in, that gives him that puts him at two. If he wins Wisconsin and Pennsylvania, that puts him at 269. Ugh. 209 plus 4 plus 4. Arizona has a struggle. Oh, fucking hell. Because he's going to carry Alaska anyway. Yeah. if he takes Wisconsin, it's 100,000 votes right now. So let's say he takes Wisconsin. That gets into 240 plus the 19 for Pennsylvania. Oh, that gets him to 159, and then he's gonna win the 4 from Alaska. He wins Arizona. That's all she wrote. Oh, it's gonna be a long night, boys.
Bomb threats linked to Russian email servers.
What's that?
5 states. That's nuts. Ridiculous.
I know. Yeah.
Bomb threats in 5 different states.
Really?
All linked to Russian interference. His right hand man. Yeah. Those folks over there.
Wow.
So they need when do you think PA would be called? Early morning or 2 hours
Yeah,
or 1 hour
probably.
or what?
Uh, Hard to say.
How much has been voted
20.
with like 55% of them in PA?
Give me 1 second to get back there. I was gonna look. Okay, PA. They still have 16% to report, and she trails by about 170 right now. Let me go back to that. Go back in here. Oh, well, Michigan's still at 46%.
What is it?
Oh, Wisconsin.
Breaking up a lot.
Michigan's only 46. Michigan's only reporting 46%. Um, click on click on that. This is from the Washington Post. Go over here. And we're going to stop screen share. Come on. Okay.
All right, man. So what else is cooking?
Just trying to share something else. I wanted to, but it was lagging. So my poor computer, it's brain farting. Oh, did it crash out totally? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Back there. Back one. Hopefully that'll bring it back up. And I get back in. Yeah, okay. Cool. Give me just a second. Any day now. Let me stop it. Refresh it.
Oh, Rogan endorsed Trump. Fucker.
You gotta love technology, man.
Yep. I gotta see this story now. So PA, you think it's like 55% counted?
I think it said 84% last I looked. Now Google, now Chrome isn't responding. Give me a second to let it think and figure out what it's gonna do. Okay. Yeah. PA, yeah, still 84% responding or reporting. Give me just a second to get back into the stream yard. Stop that. Close that. Okay. Open. Okay. Get back into this.
Here we go. Just added an avatar finally. Little picture of me and Jamal Crawford from Michigan.
There you
Jay
go.
Smooth.
Nice.
Jay Crossover.
Right on.
I met him in Westchester a couple months ago.
Oh,
From
cool.
Bronxville. There he is. TNT. Barkley's boy.
Yeah,
Best six
yeah,
man of
hell
the
yeah.
year, man. A couple years.
Yeah, yeah, yep.
Did they go to the Final Four when Crawford was at Michigan? That's way back. He's awesome.
I want
Really
to
nice
say we
guy.
did
He's coaching
because
the camp.
he was. I want to say he was there in 2013, wasn't he?
I think so. Yeah. Well, he just retired, so no more because he was like 38. He played later, so maybe like
Oh, okay.
2010, 2009. I don't know.
Yeah, then we wouldn't have gone. He would
The
have been
best
the
ever
end
was
of that.
obviously the Fab.
Yeah, on the Fab Five. Oh yeah,
Those are some good teams.
the Fab Five were a
Damn,
little before my
this is
time, though.
crazy. So what's the biggest shocker? Yeah, Fab Five was pretty early. What's the biggest shocker so far that hurt Harris in these states being called? Is
Um,
there one that's hurting her a lot so far?
just North Carolina. I really thought North Carolina was in play.
Yeah.
Looking at it, looking at what was available, I really thought we had a good chance to pick up North Carolina, but Chrome doesn't want to respond for reasons apparently. So yeah, I just wanted to pull up the article about the bomb threats, but when I did that, Chrome crashed like a motherfucker.
Oh,
Let me let me see if I can murder it real quick and bring it back up. On task manager. I can manage my tasks. Thank you. There we go.
Which candidate's feeling better right now at the moment? You think?
As of the last we saw, or Biden or Trump, but again,
Yeah.
everything's still too close to call. Everything's still too close to call. There's so much that has to be. There's so much counting that still has to be done in Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Arizona, and Nevada hasn't even closed yet. So
Yeah.
it's it's a matter of time before everything we start getting closure. But at this point,
Yeah.
it's hard to say what's
Yeah,
gonna
it's big, man.
what's gonna happen because there's still so many outstanding results that need to come in that we could see 150 300 to 300,000 votes come in overnight, and it'll be 2020 all over again because they'll say the same shit that they said in 2020. That and that's what I was really hoping to avoid was having that opportunity to make those claims that I really wanted Democrats to get out and vote early and vote often. And but unfortunately, it's just one of those things where it's going to take some time for things to come in. And with them not coming in yet, it lends more credence to all of Trump's wild ass conspiracy theories about rigged voter machines and ballot swaps and all the horse shit that he tried last time.
No,
And
yeah.
so the later it gets without a clear and present winner, the longer the goddamn night is, and the longer the next 2 months are, because even after the close of even after everything closes out, and if everything gets resolved within the next 2 hours, and we have a declared winner, there are going to be Arizona looks like it's headed for a recount. And as things close up, as things tighten up, um, that will mean that we have another. Yeah, because I haven't used this browser in like 3 years. Okay, let me close that. Let me see if this will work. This poor computer is just so. So that's what I was really hoping to avoid. Was hoping to avoid a late night. I was hoping things would have been wrapped up an hour ago with a clear and distinct a clear and distinct Harris victory. and not another long night of waiting and hoping that it was over. And because what happened in 2020 is that a lot of people tuned out around this time, started trickling off to bed, just were bored of the coverage because everybody was saying the same thing that we're saying here is that we have nothing to report. All we can do is wait and hope and just see what the count is. And so with no clear winner at this stage, we
Yeah.
have the same problem that we had the last time without a clear and distinct winner. Is that people will latch onto that over the next 16 weeks as we get closer, ever closer and closer to January 6th. And as we get closer and closer to January 6th,
Let's not jump ahead there yet.
and
Let's
let's
get through to
because you still have assholes like the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers fucking around with dumb shit.
hello.
And being because they'll get back on their bullshit faster than you can say, "Holy shit, you're dumb."
Just go right to prison if that's what they choose. Go for it.
Well, there are half the
Knock
leadership from the last
themselves
time
out.
already, half the leadership from the first time is already in
Everyone's
prison.
on standby for them.
Stand back and stand by. What a
Proud
bunch
Boys,
of bullshit
disgusting.
that was.
All the violence. Too many to list.
When Trump gives an hour and 10-minute speech about at the or at the ellipse, but that doesn't mean anything. No, it's just rhetoric. He wasn't trying to fire up his base to march on the Capitol or anything. No, that couldn't possibly have been what he was doing. You know, and I find myself after 2020, just so disillusioned with the Republican fucking party that
Yeah, you have to be. If you have any common sense, it seems.
they're just there, and then and for Trump, it's winning at all costs. It doesn't matter. It's not about money. It's not about anything. It's just about winning. He just wants to be a winner. He just wants to be loved, and he doesn't do anything to be loved. He's just an asshole. It's not about what's right for the country. It's not about what's right for his party. It's all about Trump, and that's all
I
it'll
know.
ever be. It's all about him.
Oh,
And his base doesn't care. His fan base, and the sad thing is that he doesn't have a base. He doesn't have a political base. He has a fan base, and
yep. Repping PA back here. I got all the Eagles signatures from when I met Randall Cunningham and Reggie White. Eagles training camp when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go PA. Let's go Eagles. Kamala has to win PA.
Yeah. Come on. There we go.
Are you pulling that thing up again? The
Yeah,
map,
yeah, I'm working
the
on it.
overall chart.
Just give me 1 second. I had to.
Okay.
Oh, God. Oh, that's the one. That's the button.
What do
Mute that.
Hello.
Hey, bud. Just give me 1 second. I'm trying to pull it back up.
I'm gonna scoot in a little bit, man. I'm sorry.
Aha! There we go. Oh, and then add stage. Oh. Hmm. Ah. There we go. All right. Let's take a look at this. 81%. She's catching up in Pennsylvania. About the same as it was before when we last looked. About 13,000. About, yeah, 13,000 in Arizona. Nevada still hasn't even started yet. Or did he left? Did you step out? Okay. There you go. Welcome back.
Yep.
Kind of just holding court here.
She gained a few more votes. 230 to
Yeah, well,
210.
she's. Maybe it was District of Columbia. It'll be interesting to see how it broke out. Let's click on Wisconsin. I wonder. Oh no, because I would put the whole thing in there. And let's zoom in on Wisconsin. It's annoying because I'd rather just share the individual screen. Let's try. Let's do this real quick. Screen share. Secondary screen. Oops, wrong button. Unclick that. Oops. Allow. Okay. Ah, much better. There we go. That's what I was trying to do. All right. And then we can go up.
Yep.
Yeah, now it's all scrambly. I swear I don't know what I'm doing. Ah! Let me just refresh this page. There we go. It's refreshed. Same there. No, I kind of feel like we're going to be waiting here for a while. Kind of at this stage, we are so close yet still so far away to having a decision.
Yep.
Damn it.
Oh, we can follow up tomorrow too.
Yeah, for sure we can. If you want to get out of here,
I'll
I'm
be
not
up tomorrow
gonna.
a little bit. You can hit me up later on
Yeah,
Facebook too. I just want to
yeah,
watch
yeah.
some
I'm not
Chiefs
gonna
and
make
stuff.
you. I'm
What's
not gonna
that?
make you stay. I'm not gonna make you stay. If you want to get out of here, you're more
I'll
than.
stay.
I'm
Yeah, I
more.
can stay
You're
for. I'll stay for another 15 minutes. Then I'm gonna I gotta
okay.
brush up and stuff. I just in a different state right now with my foot, so I gotta take care of stuff.
Sure. No, you're fine.
I'll hang out for another
And we
15
may
minutes.
jump. Well, I'm not planning on going to bed anytime soon, so we may jump. If you want to jump back on, if they start calling things around, if you're still up around 2 o'clock and they start calling things,
Oh yeah, we can do
and
that.
and if you want to jump back on, or if you want to take like a 20-minute break, you want to take a 20-minute break and come back about 1 and just see where we're at.
But yeah, if it starts getting called though, I'll hang out for another 15 minutes from definitely.
Okay, what
Uh,
we can do is we could take like what we'll do is what how do you feel about coming back at like 1 o'clock or not 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock,
yeah,
and just kind of rolling in until they either
yeah, I might not
call
be.
it for the night or
I
then
might not.
we'll take like a
Okay. If I'm up
we
later,
take a yeah. I'll shoot you a yeah we'll stop for tonight about 1 o'clock, and then I'll text you about like quarter to two if if
all
things
right.
are looking like they're about to get called, and we can jump back on if you're interested in it. Because I know you said your foot is. I know you said you wanted to go move around and some. So yeah, we'll call it about 1 o'clock, and then we'll come back. If things are getting interesting about 2 o'clock, if things tighten up. But
All right.
if it looks like we're gonna be, if it looks like we're calling, if it looks like we're gonna be calling it a night, because I know in 2016 they ended up going until like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. I think it was
All
three.
right. I might jump on later. I'll let you know. But yeah,
Alrighty
I'll
then. Yeah,
give
I'll
me a
just
couple minutes right now. I have to
yeah,
take.
we'll just call it. Yeah, we'll call it about 1 o'clock, and then and then if things are getting interesting about 2 o'clock, we'll take a break, and if things are getting interesting about 2 o'clock, we can get back on.
I might.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna play it by ear, but I'll let you know. I,
yeah. Or if you, yeah, I'll shoot you a message about 1:45, and if you don't respond, I'll assume you fell asleep or you're not interested. So, because I know you said you were having trouble sleeping, and I know when I broke my foot that sleep was a what's the word I'm looking for, a commodity. Yeah, I'm just having I just have the feeling that we're not getting a call tonight, or if we do get a call, it's going to be later, much later, because look, Michigan is still at 55%. Marquette hasn't reported. If we blow up Detroit, if we blow this up, Lansing hasn't reported. I mean, we got the counties around Lansing starting to report. Grand Rapids hasn't reported. Detroit hasn't reported. And then we can go back and go over to Wisconsin, and you're still saying the same. We're still seeing the same thing we were seeing 2 or 3 hours ago. And Claire hasn't reported. Madison hasn't reported. And if I hit this, if I hit the right button, um, go to Georgia, and you're still looking at huge swaths of blue counties not reporting yet. So, and then we can go to Arizona, which is only reporting 51%. And I bet you dollars to donuts, we're still in that same ballpark of, yeah, Phoenix, Tucson. They haven't reported. I'm sure much of this will probably be red, but it's Phoenix, Tucson, it's populated areas that really matter. Oh, she's catching up in Pennsylvania. They made up ground. Yeah, she made up ground in the popular vote. Not really. It's really annoying that 100.
hey, what's up?
Just doing some math here, real quick. Out of 270 million people that can vote, only 123 million have voted so far. You know, and I think we take our. I think a lot of people take our system for granted. And the fact that we do have fair, honest national elections that allow us every 4 years to vote for one major party candidate. Or even if you're a dumb fuck, you could vote for Jill Stein or Kennedy or Chase Oliver, I suppose. But you know, of all the voting systems in the entire world, in all the countries that hold democratic elections, we so many in this country see, oh, my vote doesn't matter, and then they want to complain because their vote doesn't matter because they didn't vote. Go to a poll. It's not that hard. Get a mail-in ballot. Now, if you don't want to participate in the system, if you don't want to participate, you just want to sit on your twatters and be a twat, bitch and moan and complain, and then wonder why things happen or don't happen. We can go look at ballot measures. Real quick example, and we'll go pick a random state in the middle. Let's say Indiana. They only had run, resign. Let's see, Kansas ballot measures. Oh, and that's the other thing is that let's see, Georgia authorizing home property tax exemption, creating a state tax court, and a referendum on personal property tax exemption. Okay, and only 63% of the electorate in Georgia who voted bothered to vote for that. Let's see. Okay, my home state. Let's go to Michigan. Michigan had no ballot measures this time. Let's see. Let's say New Jersey. Yeah, you motherfucker. Yeah, whatever. And so, you can look at that and the fact that we have the option to get things on the ballot, and then people don't bother to go put things on the ballot, to do the work that's necessary to get things on the ballot. So I think looks like everything stayed pat. And the governor race. And yeah, Indiana had 200 and some odd thousand, 200 and, let's say 205 million people vote in the governor's race. And then we go back and look at president. About the same. Uh, oh. And that's the thing is like, oh, Jesus.
All right, man. I'm gonna jump for a bit, but we can talk a little later. Let's see how long I'm
Yeah,
gonna
all
get.
right. Yeah. I'm going to shut it down then.
All right,
We'll
buddy. It was a
talk
good
in a
show.
bit. Yeah. Had fun.
I'm gonna keep up for a little bit. I'll talk a little later.
All right. Yeah, I'll talk to you in a
Bye-bye.
bit. Bye-bye. All right, guys. We're out of here for the night.